Hey everybody, this is George of Vinyl Rescue. I've got another turntable project that I had mentioned in a previous video. My friend Darren, who lives about a little over an hour away from me here outside of Tacoma, Washington, he bought Technics SL-D202 off of eBay. It's got some issues right away, which he told me about. Dust cover hinge tabs broken off. This one here is cracked, so they're both going to go and going to get some replacement tabs to put in here. Put this away. I was shocked to find out that the rubber mat that came with it is actually still like rubber. It's not the hard plastic greasy covered ones that I recently got off with my SL-Q3. So this is in pretty good shape, so that's definitely usable. Got a nice ringing aluminum platter, which I'll put some sound coat to and get that toned down a little bit. Came with a really cheap Audio Technica AT3428P cartridge with no stylus. He said that when he got it unboxed, basically the cart was underneath the rubber mat on top of the platter, so it probably got broken off somewhere. It's a cheap cart anyway. I looked it up. It's not worth salvaging. Going to replace this with a nice Sumiko Pearl that you see on my channel rotate through some of my videos. It's a really good sounding cart. Really love its sound. It's only $119 on Amazon. So if you're looking for a good inexpensive cart with some great specs and great sound, the Sumiko Pearl is the one to get. I highly recommend it if you're on a budget. So seems to be your normal worn, used, needs a lot of cleaning. Power cable's going to put a nice one in. Audio cables got to go. Got to put some RCA jacks here that I have here in the bag. Going to put a nice ground post in. Make a ground wire, some nice 16 gauge speaker wire with some banana plugs. Thing I did find, and I didn't catch it when he was talking to me about it, but the plinth hinges for the dust cover, both of them are broken. So I've got to go on eBay and see if I can find some replacements. Hopefully I can find some. So other than that, this is yeah, definitely dusty. So I got a lot of cleaning. Got to take it apart, do some lube, make sure there's not anything else broken. Going to replace the Tonearm wiring and run them out to the jacks here on the back. And I've worked on one just like this, except it was a SL-D205. The 205 has a light mounted here that shines out over the record as you're playing it. This here is for holding an extra cart, head shell with cart. But on the D205 they put a light here that shines out over the record when you're playing it. So I've already worked on one of these, so it's going to be fairly simple to work on. Other than that, this is the bottom. It's in pretty good shape. So just gonna get it taken apart and clean it and lube it. I've already made my checklist of everything I'm going to do with it. So this is just the start of the video. I'm going to include everything I'm doing with this throughout this video. So this is a refurb of a Technics SL-D202. So more to come. Well, I started cleaning this and I've ordered the parts. These definitely were broken off pretty bad. You get these out, there's a little slot here, if you can see this. You just take a screwdriver underneath here and pry it up so you can slide it out. So I got both of these out. It's cleaning up pretty good. I definitely got to use some deoxit on the power switch here. Just get dirt and grime out of the slots and off the plinth and everything. Just wanted to show these tabs. I got these ordered. Tonearm wiring's ordered. Hinge plates for the dust cover are on order. These are on order. And ordered a new Sumiko Pearl cartridge that'll be in tomorrow. Won't get to use it yet till I'm done with this. So, just showing the progress as I'm going. Well, I just got the bottom plinth off. Just what I expected. Dusty. The ring going off. And just some wet from using the deoxit on the switches before I took it off. So looks like I got a lot of old lube in the gear mechanisms and everything. So looks like it's in pretty good shape. Just got some cleaning to do. I got the grease up here I need to replace. So it's looking good. Don't see nothing broken. Power cord goes right here. Tonearm wiring is here. So yep, grease here, there. Okay, looking good so far. Get these cables and this power cord off of here and commence to taking some more parts out of here. Alright, just got back from cleaning off the bottom plinth plate here, whatever you want to call it. Be surprised what some warm water and some Dawn power wash will do. So it's all nice and clean and ready to go when I get everything else done. Just wanted to show you what it did. Get it clean. Looking good. You know, it's a good thing that you can still get service manuals for these turntables off of vinylengine.com, because trying to figure out how to get this Tonearm so I can get the wiring replaced is going to be a little tricky. So downloaded the service manual, which I normally do for working on turntables, to figure out how to get this return plate off. Got a lot of grease on it, so I got a lot of greasing going on here. So I've got it off. Wasn't that bad. And I've got, oh boy, looks like about 3 screws to get off here, and got a lot of greased parts here. So I've got, looks like the wire goes through the PCB and down, it's taped off here, and goes like it's channeled through here into the bottom of the Tonearm down through here. So there's a screw there. So we got a total of 4 screws. Not sure which ones are actually mounted or holding the Tonearm onto the plinth. So back to the service manual. I'm going to get a little closer in here because this is a little bit intricate. As I mentioned in another video, and I'll mention this again, some of these screws, if you're going to use a screwdriver, make sure it's fresh and it's not worn out. or you're going to strip out these screws, because sometimes they're put in there a little tight. I got a number 2 Phillips bit. I got adapted into the screwdriver here, and had to remove the anti-skate spring and take off one screw here, and you got to get this out. So I got some more greasing here to do, so let me set this off to the side. So I think I've got about 2 more screws here. Yep, it goes right into the arm, or the right here, if you can see it. Let me change this a little bit. This part right here, 2 screws right here that holds it on. So let me be right back. Yep, those 2 screws are it. I just have to take the plate out there, holds the wiring in place, and desolder the wires, and then I can pull the Tonearm out. So not too bad. It's ended up being easier than I thought it was. I look back at my video on the SL-D202 I done a couple years ago, and I only put in wiring from here to the socket to the RCA jacks I put in. I did not replace the Tonearm wiring, so I'm going a little bit more in depth on this one. So far so good. Alright, got the Tonearm out. It wasn't near as bad as I thought it would be. Having the service manual was a huge help. Got to desolder, just got to get this out of here. Well, goodbye to that. Desoldered the power cord. So, trash can. So, and I got these terminals open. Put the new power cord in sometime. So, on to the next thing. Alright, I got the ground post hole here, or the slot, that's where the audio cables went through. Got my Dremel out. I need a hole, I just got to cut this off because it's too long. And put the Dremel back here. Got it all covered with press and seal, so it keeps everything from getting in the motor and the other mechanisms and the wiring. Works pretty good. Got everything greased, so we're doing good there. Alright, just thought I'd show a progress shot here. Moving on. Alright, got the slot here dremeled out for the power cord, and it's a nice tight fit, so once I get them connected, I just tie it off with a zip tie so it won't go back through, and we'll be good to go. Alright, I've got the power cord all soldered in, locked in, and I have, let me get this a little bit better here. Got the ground post in, the little ears here for the grounds, and the connectors are in. So I won't get today is July 11th, and I won't get the wiring and the other parts until sometime next week. So, and I won't post this video until I'm totally done with everything, but this has been totally greased. Just gotta wait for the Tonearm, and I'll work on the Tonearm probably tomorrow. I'll get the DIN socket taken out, 2 screws, and got the wiring and get it prepped. So when the wiring gets here, I can just put it in and go. So otherwise, we're moving on. Well, I got the hinges in today and the dust cover tabs. It fit right into the hinges like they're supposed to. So these easily just slip right in here. They're notched right here. There's a little plastic notch there, so you can only put them in one way. Okay, that one's in. And that one is in. So that part is done. I have to set the dust cover on top of the plinth, put a slight spacer underneath here to give it enough gap before I mark and drill the holes, and then attach with the hardware. So that would be next. Waiting for the Tonearm wiring, which will be in tomorrow, July 18th. So once I get that in, I should hopefully be able to get this all put back together by this Friday. I hope. Alright. Okay, I'm putting some thin piece of cardboard where the hinges go here, so when it lays down it makes a small gap, because if you, as I learned from a previous one I done on mine, on my Q2, when you lay it down flat and you drill the holes for the tabs to go through for the hinges, it'll tend to be really tight here on the back part here, and you may get a little bit of bounce up here where it's not quite flush. So it's better to have it up just a hair in the back so it sits down properly in the front. So that's what I'm working on right now. I'm going to tape these down, and I'm going to tape the dust cover down, and then I can hold up the tabs and mark them, and then drill them, and then attach them. Alright, I've got it all taped in place. Even put a strip here on the back. I've got the spacers in there with a little bit of cardboard. So now I just got to drill, mark and drill the holes. Start with small pile holes and then get them up to the size to get the hardware in. Don't want to go big or you crack the plastic. Start with like a quarter or small drill bit, and then go up bigger till you get to the right size. Plastic, you got to play it safe or you'll crack it and make a mess of everything. Okay, I drilled the pilot holes 1/16 drill bit, and the final size is a 5/32, which is where you can see this screw is at right now. So 5/32 is a perfect fit. So it's just a matter of drilling out the rest of the holes. And one more to go. Alright. Now I can put the hinges on. Or the tabs, that is. Alright, as you can see, I've got both of them on there. You gotta make sure you put them on the right way. Okay, this is looking from the top view. So the tabs will go in like this. So now I just gotta needle nose on the nut side and tighten down the screw. Don't want it too awful tight because you don't want to crack the plastic. So just snug it down a little bit. Well, maybe just past a snug, a slight little, maybe 1/8 or 1/16 of a turn. Here we go. They are on there nice and tight. Now I'll get the plinth back up here and we can give it a test try. Alright, here we are. Time to give it a test. Alright, it fits. And it closes nice and flush. Slight gap in the back, which means we're flush in the front. Hey, we're good. We are good. Alright. New hinges, new tabs. We are set. Alright, excellent. Alright, I got the Tonearm wiring in today. So I'm going to be connecting it up to the socket DIN here. Stringing it back through the tube with the Tonearm and get the ground wire put back in and get it all back together and mount it back into the plinth. So here we go. I think what I'll do in this portion of the video is show again how I attach the wire ends here to the pins on the DIN here, because I'm going to have to crimp these down to fit on here, because they go on but they're too big because the pins are too small. So I'm going to have to get the head shell that I use to do this with. So be right back. Yeah, I got this head shell here. It's already got the lead wires on there, so I know which pin is which, because the two mounting holes goes on the bottom of the tube like this. It will go on the bottom of the head shell. So come on out of there. And to make this easier, no. Yep. So now they're all sticking out. Okay, let's start with the white. Have to be very careful. I don't want to make them too tight. It'll be too hard to get on, so I have to be just, because it's already in, like, you probably can't see this, but it's sort of like bent at a triangle, and at the bottom part where the gap is, trying to crimp them down just enough where it goes on the pin, and it's not tight enough. Yes, the plate. This makes it sort of hard. Want to make it just tight enough where it goes on. Yeah. Where you can pull it and it still pulls the pin. I don't know if you can see that. Pulls the pin back and forth. So that's the first one. I'll come back when I get the rest of them done. Alright, got them all on. Red, green, and you can see it, then white and blue for the left channel. So got them where I can pull on each one and they're not coming off. Oops, I think I might need to tighten that one up just a hair bit. And the blue one's on there good. Let me. Okay. Always gotta have one difficult one. Okay, gonna be a booger. Damn it. Alright, I'll be back. Alright, I got the white one fixed. Had to take a knife point and open it up just enough. Still pulls the pin out, so we're all good on that part. One thing that's important to remember is when you got the sleeve here that screws onto the head shell, there is a plastic washer. It's very important to get it back through the wiring, because it goes on the back side of the adjustment, just like that. Now I just got to feed it through the tube. Get the screws on there so I don't lose them. Yep. All right, excellent. Okay. Now to get these screws off of here. All right, I'll be back. I gotta get the right tool out, put them on. Helps when you got a good, nice tool kit. Got this off of Amazon, about a year and a half ago or so. This is a size cross tip 00, which fits these itty bitty Tonearm screws perfectly. And yeah, it's magnetic, which helps. Okay, that one's going in pretty good. And let's get the next one. Don't want to over tighten them, just make them nice, just snug them in just a little bit extra. Last thing you want to do is break anything or strip it off. Alright, don't need the head shell anymore, so that part's complete. Alright, here's part resoldered back in the ground wire. And this just fits in here. And I have to give it a little nudge here. Okay, made that little plate. The ground wire is soldered onto a little metal piece that just fits inside the tube there. I don't know if you can see, you may have to zoom in on it a little bit. And now I get to feed this through the back end through here. I think I'm going to do one at a time. It's being contrary here. Turn it off for a while. Alright, after getting a better light, I was able to get this started properly. Got one. You can see where it comes through. Basically comes straight through here, but it's got to come down here, so once you get it fed through, you're going to get a nice pair of tweezers and grab the lead here and feed it through. Grab and pull. There we go. Alright, that's one, so I need to get the black ground wire around through here. It's going to be the hardest one probably because it's a little bit thinner and not as... Yeah, it's going to be fun, but I'll come back later. Down to just the red one. It's not exactly something that's for the faint at heart here, so to speak. Just have patience, and you sort of want to hold your finger on the black ground wire because it's the shortest one, so it doesn't get pulled back out when you're trying to work the other ones in. So it's just a matter of watching the wire go in. You can watch it and then come out the other end just enough. Nice pair of tweezers here. reach in there and grab the wire to get it to come down. There we go. And I take these medical tweezers here and guide it down through the channel it's supposed to go through. Voila! Now you can lay it down and pull all the wires through. Just be sure and don't pull that ground wire back out. And you want to pull your hair out. Alright, excellent. Now, note about this tube on the Tonearm, the attach points back here. Normally on the older Technics, the SL-D2 and even my Q2 and Q3, the screws go into a plate that floats in here and you have to line it all up. Here, these are Allen head screws that just goes into notches that are basically bent into the tube, sort of notched in, so I have to line these up, make sure I get them correctly. So that's what it looked like when it's done. So now I just gotta get the Allen head wrench and tighten it up. Pretty small Allen head screws, so I sort of have to play around and make sure I got going into the correct notch. So it looks like it's pretty level there. Back it off just a little bit. Yep, there we go. And just tighten them up. They don't have to be extremely tight. You're just going back into the notch. Want to make sure they don't twist. Yeah. Something don't look right, so I'm going to make double sure. What I did was back the two screws back out, pull the tube out to make sure when I slid it back in it was aligned with the two holes. So yep, everything looks good now. So now I just got to mount it back onto the plinth and get this all put back together. And I got to charge the battery. Alright, I've got the Tonearm mounted back in. I just reattached the anti-skate spring and tighten it up because it doesn't actually engage the spring until it's almost a full gram. And I've been noticing on some of my other turntables they've either been anti-skids not really engaging too well and going way over toward the center too fast because you can't readjust it to pull it back out to where it's even about the middle of the album when I'm using a anti-skid disc. So got the wires routed through here and got plenty of slack, got plenty for the ground to be soldered on here. So now I just need to get Yeah, this mechanism back in place. Ooh, let me pull these wires out of here. Alright, so okay, before I can mount everything back, I got to make sure everything's going to be working properly. Oh, there we go. Just had to rotate everything through. There we go. Now that it's all back down and flat, I can mount all this back together now. Here we go. Alright, let me put the screws in. Alright, I've got it all back in. Try to move it around here so you can see everything that's in here. Got this all mounted back in here, working properly. So now I just got to put the bottom plate back on. Oh, let's not forget the most important thing here. Time for some soldering and some cable management, so I don't get the wires wound up in anything. So let's fire up the soldering iron. I'm just finishing up tinning the last Tonearm wiring. Okay, got them all done. Just putting it through here to stow them out of the way so they get caught up in all the grease. Okay, now to solder on the ground wire. Did I get it? Yes, I did. Alright, ground wire is on. Okay, now we're going to let's do the right channel first. So we're going to do red. Let's see. Want to be able for it to fit in there better. So I tin it, but I double it over so I can get it to fit in the hole a little bit better while I try to solder it in. Alright, come here, you. Alright, let's heat it up. Alright, there we go. Now we need green. Nope. I said green, damn it. Okay. Let's heat it up a little bit. There we go. Okay, now for the left channel, hot, white, plug it in there, and it's not going to stay. Lovely. So I need to lay something on it to get it to stay in place. Come on. Lovely. And I'm going to conjure up something, finagle the wires stay in place while I solder it. All right. Heat up that part of the jack there. Let's put plenty of it in there. There we go. Good hot cider. The blue. Okay, it's heated up. There we go. Everything is soldered. White hot, blue ground, red hot, red ground. So we're good to go. Alright, now I just gotta route these wires where they won't tie them down or something here. You have to twist them around a little bit and tie them off somewhere. I'll figure it out off screen here. Alright, what I had to do is where a screw goes through the bottom plate into the plinth to hold it together, I notched out two places of the post here and zip tied in and locked it in to keep the wires from flailing all over the place. So got a good fix there. So now I just gotta put the bottom plate on, get it going. Alright, gotta do one last important thing here, and that's lube the motor. Just a few drops in here. Get the platter on here and give it a good spin. Work in that oil a little bit. I'll wipe off any excess here on top. Alright, Good to go. Man. Sitting around for a week waiting for parts, getting dust all over everything. Alright, give it a quick plug in here. Make sure everything is working correctly. Power on. Okay, auto return worked. Yep. Okay, so far so good. Ooh. Gotta work on the pitch a little bit. There we go. Alright, power off. Now I just gotta put it into a slot behind me and hook it up, spin it out, and well, gotta line up a cart and everything, so. Alright, here we go. Alright, I've got it all hooked up. I am currently spinning Bachmann Turner overdrive, not fragile. Connected everything up. And it's SL-D202 that Darren dropped off to me last week is now up and running. I'm running the Grotto Prestige Black on there, the original one, and everything is sounding great. So this puts an end to this video. I've got everything connected up, balanced, sounding great. So if you like my video, please hit the like button, subscribe, and please share it to anybody that you know has a B205 or 202. They're basically the same turntable. And we'll see you in the next one. Thanks for stopping by. And long live vinyl. Alright, just to add on, the cart that is going to be on this turntable I just refurbed, the SL-D202, will have the Samuco Pearl. I've got currently about over 34 hours on it, so now that I've got it on Darren's turntable, we will do the rest of the break-in on this turntable. So alright, I'm going to listen to one last album before calling it a night. Boston's Debut, always a great classic. Long live vinyl.